Hey Amber's Go-Givers. Just gonna give it a second here. I know Amber said that you guys might not be able to hop on at this time, but this is my prime time for availability because my little one's sleeping. So I will start out and just say that my name is Mandy. Amber and I met through this business, through SeneGence, and we've kind of been on the same path in completely different ways, and that's what's kind of really cool about this business. So I'm going to give it another second here, and then I will start explaining why that is. So if you are hopping on, say hi below, make me feel a little better because I'm kind of nervous. Like I said in my intro, my hands are sweaty, and I actually haven't done a live in another team's page. I've done a live in another store page for someone, like we swapped demos for each other, which is a really good idea, by the way. I demoed stuff that she didn't have, products she didn't have, and vice versa. But I haven't done a team one, so bear with me. I have lots of notes. I'm going to be all over the place, but that's the beauty of this business, right? We can all learn something even out of a mess. So say hi below. Hold on, I'm going to click out and back in so I can see comments. Okay. Hi, is it Deanne? Hi, Deanne. Okay, so I'll get started, and you guys can always watch the replay. So my name's Mandy, like I was saying. I am a lady with SeneGence. Heather is my upline, Heather Burns, my direct upline, and I think she's Amber's as well. And so Amber and I met through this, and we are on the same path, like I was saying. We are both lady. We both have almost the exact same number of team members. It's like 33 or 34, I don't remember. We kind of like hit every rank at the same time as each other, so we connected on Messenger and just have like shared different I don't know, struggles, strategies, like encouraging words. And I really encourage you guys to find someone that you mesh with, to be able to just bounce ideas off them, even if you don't talk for like a month or two and then you reconnect. It's really been wonderful to have met Amber through this. So thanks, Amber, for inviting me to your page. Let's see, where was I gonna start? So I guess I will start with my why, since that is one of the biggest kind of differences between Amber and I, even though we're in the same place so far. Sorry, my phone does funny things. Okay. In this company, but her why is, she explained to me, and I don't know if I'm kind of saying too much or anything, but it was more monetary, providing for her family. You know, she was using this as a job, as her job. And of course it's grown into so many things for her, but that was her original why. Now my why was not related to money at all. I do anesthesia for a living, just a little background on me. I live in New York with my husband and my 19-month-old baby. I'm a nurse anesthetist. I was doing that full time until I had my daughter, and then I cut down to 2 days a week, which was my plan kind of all along when I went into this career. And I wanted to be able to stay home with her, so we can afford that as a family. We could, you know, we had planned and budgeted to do that, but my thing was that I was getting kind of bored. Now, of course, I'm not bored being home with my baby girl. I love it, but she used to take 2 naps a day. We're down to 1, and I would have like hours that I would just scroll Facebook, and I don't know about you, but scrolling and scrolling and scrolling just makes you kind of feel like crap. So I wanted something to do with my time that I felt was worthwhile. There was only so many chores I could stand doing. And I could go on and on. I'm probably gonna make this story too long. So somebody, like, as we get going, give me like little updates. Like if I've been 10 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that. I don't wanna go too crazy long because I have a few things I wanna go over. But basically I was kind of bored. I'm kind of more of a shy, introverted person. I don't have that many, like, I have a few really close friends. Sorry, I'm like scratching my head. Like maybe I did that when I'm nervous, I don't know. But my husband and I have like friends that are couples, but I didn't have that many girlfriends. I was always intimidated by women growing up. I don't know, I was always comparing to them, and so I was just in my head a lot. So I needed a hobby. Oh, by the way, don't mind my nails. I didn't finish doing them yet. I had to hop on live. I needed a hobby. I needed to meet some more girlfriends. I really wanted to, and I actually stumbled upon Heather's YouTube page somehow and fell in love with her. Found her the most inspiring, motivating person like on the planet, and I got sucked into the world of SeneGence. And as you know, if you watch even just a couple training videos, you're like so intrigued by how amazing this company is, how much opportunity there is, money or sisterhood, or, you know, just coming out of your shell. So that's why I did this. I did it to just challenge myself to try something new and to get out of my comfort zone. So I signed up back in April, and I had a launch party. I like jumped right in like the next week. I didn't really know anything, but I watched videos morning to night. My husband thought I was crazy, but he supported me because he knows that anything I put my mind to, I try to do really well. I invest in it, which, side note, he was more worried about that. He thought that I would throw myself way too far into this and it wasn't something we needed for money, and so he was just a little worried for me for that. But it turns out my launch went really well. I think I sold like $1,700 in 2 days, and it just continued to like grow. I mean, people were adding people to my group, and I was like feeding off it. I was so excited. I was sharing my positive energy, my excitement with everyone, and it just like took off. Now that weekend that I did my launch, I got my first downline. And I know that doesn't happen for everyone. So everyone's story is different, which is kind of the whole point of this. But she just saw how excited I was, and you know, like she saw like I'm not a person that ever has sold anything. I've never been in direct sales. I've never done anything network-wise. So when I started doing this, she believed in the product because she was like, she wouldn't be doing this if she didn't truly love this. So she joined me, and it kind of just spiraled. Like my next point that I'm going to hop into, which I'll go over in a second, but is attraction marketing. I didn't do, since I wasn't trying to make this a big business or anything, it was just a hobby. I didn't do any kind of recruiting. I didn't cold message anybody. I didn't try to build my network. I didn't try to get out there, do events, nothing. I just solely had my group, and my customers were all like referrals from other customers. But I did learn right from the beginning from Heather, from like a team call, and I should try to find it, that one of the most important things you can do is be consistent on your personal page and in your group, and share. So share your life, add value to people's lives, share like something funny that happened to you, what the things that are important to you, and we call it your brand. Like if you're a mom and a wife and you're into fitness and faith and family, like those are my things, and I just talk about them constantly. So I kind of hadn't been on Facebook like actively for a while, and I didn't want to just jump in and slam anyone with SeneGence stuff, so I kept that all in my group. But I posted every single day either an encouraging word on my personal page, or you know, pictures of my daughter Maddie, or whatever, you know, just something every single day. I was very consistent. And then I would start throwing things in like you know, like a little teaser for my launch. I would say something like, you know, I have a picture of kissing Maddie, and just say something about it not coming off, you know, like just but like little teaser things. And then when I got my first downline, I was like, I've made some kind of post on my personal page about how amazing it is to meet new women in this little side biz of mine, that someone would trust me, you know, to lead them and guide them, and blah, 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 blah. So then people were intrigued, like, well, what is it? And she's growing a team already, and whatever. So it intrigues people, and then they message you. So I just kind of did that here and there. I definitely didn't make it crazy. It was like maybe once a week I would write something related to SeneGence without saying the word SeneGence, without saying LipSense, just like my new business, or, you know, I've always been shy, and make like a post that would relate to people that are shy, or make a post that would relate to stay-at-home moms, just attraction marketing. So that is one thing I really, really highly encourage, and Amber is definitely all over that. So you can learn that from her. Let me go back to my notes so I can get back on track. Hold on. Let's see. So yeah, so one of the things I noticed that I never realized I had was this like entrepreneur spirit. So while I wasn't looking to grow this huge, I was thrilled, like extremely thrilled with this new team I was growing, with every single sale. Like, did I need the money from selling 1 tube of LipSense? No, but I was like, it was like a win. Like whatever I did that created the need in that person to buy it from me, like I felt like I won, like I was good at marketing it or whatever. So that excited me. I talked about it to my husband every day. I'm like, you don't know how much this has boosted my confidence. I have girls messaging me thanking me for my live videos that I thought were totally stupid, thanking me for being open and honest, thanking me for posting a picture of like my bad acne and everything, and then how the products, you know, made it transformed or covered it up, because they liked that I was vulnerable and real and shared me and shared my life and my story, and I gave back to my customers. So the messages that I had pouring in for that was like the biggest reason I was loving this business. So having my teammates like thank me for helping them launch and having them tell me how much confidence they gained, that was like out of this world amazing. That's my favorite thing about having a team, is having, so, oh my gosh, I cannot stop with little scratching. I don't know why, sorry. But is having them, like, I guess you could say look up to me, even though we're all just in it together. But seeing what it's done in their lives, seeing girls like have extra money to buy themselves a new vacuum when they couldn't have afforded it and they work 3 jobs. I mean, amazing things. And you should never discount even the smallest thing. So yeah, so let me get back on track again. I just have gotten so much out of this business, not related to money. So we always talk about finding your why. Go back to it. Think about, why did you sign up in the first place? What, you know, was it for money? Did you need like to pay a certain bill? Like, what have you gotten since you joined? What things are holding you back and making you feel like maybe you shouldn't have joined? I doubt you're going to find a reason that you shouldn't have joined. You're going to find reasons you want to quit, but go back to your why. Why did you sign up in the first place? And reevaluate, you know, do you want to quit because it's getting hard? Do you want to quit because you're not getting the results you thought you would? Are you doing all the things you can do to actually get those results? Are you pushing yourself every day? Are you getting out of your comfort zone? You know, and definitely reach out to your upline if you're having those struggles. Don't quit. Don't get all discouraged. Don't let the mind monsters in, as Heather says. You know, make a plan of action. Okay, going back down my list. Okay, so I already talked about the attraction marketing and how my team grew naturally. If anyone has questions about that, you can always shoot me a message. I kind of got into the wanting to quit. So I actually wanted to quit like a few months in because my team started to grow. Once I had like even I think 5 or 6 members, I was taking a walk, teammates. I was taking a walk with my daughter, and I was just thinking like, oh my gosh, I am not a leader. I am so not a leader. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not in this business enough, like devoted enough to this business to have like charge of these women that are counting on me. I was terrified that I was going to let them down, that I wasn't going to, you know, that they should have signed up under someone else that could really help them more. And I was just letting all this negativity in, and I was thinking, why am I even doing this? Why am I taking time away from my family? Which in reality I wasn't. I was doing it during naps and after bedtime, but why am I taking time away from that? I could be doing other things. I don't even need the money, whatever. But then well, I'll tell you a cool story in a second, but I was reminded that it wasn't even for me. It was the girls below me were having such amazing stories about how this has affected their life, that is why I'm doing it. Because if they didn't sign up, if they hadn't heard about it from me, if I wasn't here sharing, they wouldn't have known about it. And then they wouldn't have had, you know, this positivity spiral. So this is the interesting thing that I completely forgot about. So that day that I was taking a walk, oh, thanks, Deanne, no problem. And you can always, I get long-winded, but you can always hop back on if you want later. So the day that I was taking that walk, I tuned into one of those Monday leadership calls or something that SeneGence has that I'd kind of just avoided because I was like, I don't need to do all the training. I don't need to do all these calls because I'm not in it like that. But I happened to tune in, and it was Jenny Buchanan, yeah, it was her, doing a call literally about how she wanted to quit when her team started to grow. When she was getting successful, when she was like making lots of money, she wanted to quit because she just was like, this is way too much to handle. This is too much responsibility. And she gave all the reasons why she didn't quit. And then I was like totally refueled, had a fire in me. And it was when I got home from that walk that Amber had first messaged me, and that's how we connected. And I just thought that was like totally something from God. She just randomly messaged me with all these encouraging words as if she knew that I needed to hear it. and she asked if we could be like success partners, and that's how that all started. So that was totally cool. So let's see. A couple quick things about the wanting to quit too. Those feelings of inadequacy that I had were completely lies. They were me getting in my head. So don't let the lies take over, and don't play the comparison game. Like 100%, the biggest tip I can tell you personally is do not play the comparison game. If there's someone you're following that's just making you feel down all the time because of their success, unfollow them. And if you really feel like you don't want to do that because you're getting, you know, some good ideas from them, every once in a while you can type their name in, go back in if you want, and like get some ideas, whatever. But I find it's better just unfollow them. Like, I don't know, when I scroll and I start doing that, I start getting in my head and saying, why am I not there? Like, we were both lady at the same time. Why am I not countess? Why am I not going on Heather's leadership trip? Why am I not this and that? I could be recruiting. My team could be just as big. Like, how did she get there? And I didn't. And then I remembered we have different stories and we have different whys. This person may need it more or want it more or work harder for it. And I'm just not doing those things, and not because I'm lazy, but because that's just not my goal and not my why. So I want to be focused on my family. I don't want to take the time to do all the recruiting and the messaging and all those things that are amazing for some people, but just not for me. So don't compare yourself to anybody. You compare yourself to yourself. You set goals and you compare yourself to where you were 3 months ago. You set goals and you compare yourself to where you were 6 months ago. And that's when you'll see the magic. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so that's a bunch about me and how stories are all different. But I wanted to do an unrelated quick training for you guys about using your time wisely, since I was explaining I don't like to take time away from my family. I had made a little like training sort of post for my team. It was unintentional. It was just something I had done in my store, and then I noticed it was kind of a good idea, so I shared it with my team. I'm going to break it down for you guys quick, and then if you are interested, just put a like thumbs up below, and I'll take the post from my team page and put it in here that like has it all listed out so you can actually see it. But it's basically centered around creating meaningful content, and then using it and reusing it in multiple ways to get the most bang for your buck, and to fight the Facebook algorithms. Oh, by the way, I'm in like pajama shorts. I try to put a cute top on, but I'm just in pajamas. So it'll help you fight the Facebook algorithms. It'll, you know, you put the work in to make those posts, so why not get the most bang for them, right? And then remember too that not everyone is going to see your posts. So if you make one post and you're like, oh, that was a really great one and I barely got any likes, well, maybe it was the time of day you posted it and people just didn't see it. And then by the time they got out of work and they had 20,000 notifications, they just didn't see it. So don't be discouraged about that. Find a new way to post it or to redirect people to that post if you think it was really good. So that's what I mean by use and reuse. And also remember that everyone learns in different ways. So think about back in like elementary school. Were you an auditory learner? Did you have to like hear things for it to kick in? Did you like to see it in the form of pictures, in the form of videos? Did you have to participate in something to actually grasp it? So I try to do posts in my group that are all different kinds of media. So I'll post a picture. I pretty much don't use graphics because I don't get a response at all from them. But I'll post a selfie or I'll post a picture of something, or I'll use videos, or I'll use like that poll thing to make a poll, or some kind of fun interaction post that's just like unrelated to SeneGence. I'll share like a video of my daughter, a picture, like a recipe that I made, and ask them their favorite recipe, all kinds of things that aren't just SeneGence. So that's another big tip. Don't just do SeneGence. Do your life. Do you. So how do you use and reuse different content that you've created? I'm looking at my notes again. Let's see. So 1, be creative, and if you are feeling completely uninspired that day, use your resources. We have so many team pages out there, tons of tips. You can even search, I think in Heather's group, like live ideas or something, and there's an entire long thread of a million different ways you can go live in your group with fun you know, creative things. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable in this chair. Oh yeah, and don't get stuck scrolling. Okay, so don't, hi Britt, anyone who's hopping on, just say hi below. Let me know that you're here, and if you can't watch the whole thing, that's fine. You can also always go back, but I'm Mandy. So, where was I? Oh yeah, don't get stuck scrolling. Like, go to one of those places, like one of those teams or whatever, find something that inspires you and move to action. Okay, because I'll sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll and be like, oh, these are all good ideas. Oh, how did they come up with them and I didn't? Oh, I'm never going to have time to do all these. I have not enough time in the day. No, see one that inspires you and move it right into action. Go do it. Or if you don't have time to do it now, make a list in your phone and you can refer to that when you can't come up with something to do. Okay, so the other thing I had already mentioned is how important consistency is. Post every single day on your personal page. Doesn't matter if it's just a little quote, a picture, a long story, SeneGence related, not SeneGence related, whatever. Post every single day on your personal page. Post every single day in your group. Do it. Like, I promise you, it will pay off. Do it. And I skipped over a bunch of stuff that I wrote because I think this is getting long, so I'm going to move right into an example I had on this. And if you think that you don't have time to finish listening to it, that's fine, because I'm going to try to share it in like a text form as well. But basically, this is just an example of something I did in my group that I found extremely successful. It got me a ton of sales. It's extremely duplicatable. In fact, when I posted this in my team page, I had like 10 of my girls started doing the exact same thing, and they were they really learned and drew from this, and then they were getting sales off it too. So pay attention. If this, you know, clicks with you and it's something you'd like to do, then comment below with the little thumbs up, and I will share like the long post about how to do it in the group later. Okay, so basically it kind of all started when I posted like an interaction type post in my group. It was this like Target ad. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it was like an editor made a big mistake on it, and the guy had like 3 hands, but you couldn't really tell if the way you looked at the picture. So I posted it and said something about like them trying to figure out what it was, like why I was laughing and what was wrong with the picture. So I think I got like 70 something comments, like more than ever on a random post like that. And so many people commented, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with this. Like, I didn't have any plan when I posted it, but I'm gonna go with it. So one, my Facebook algorithm is boosted, right? Because I have so much interaction. The more interaction, the more people see it. So then the more people see it, the more they interact, and so on. So I knew the next post I was gonna do had to be something good, because I now had everyone seeing my posts, right? So I decided to use that to my advantage. I also commented on that thread and said, because I knew most of them would see it until they turned off their notifications, I said something about being shocked by all the participation, so they're all going to get something special, stay tuned. Like, whatever, I don't remember what I said, but something like that. So it kind of got the idea in their head that like, oh, maybe I should be participating on more posts because I might be, you know, getting a surprise later. So I did that, and then the next post that I did, I decided to do a shop the stock. Now that's a whole nother training, but I do one of those once a month. I don't do sales at all in my group. I don't do discounts at all in my group. And the only time that I kind of do some kind of deals, like sometimes it's like a bundle deal or a free gift with purchase or makeup bag if you buy this amount or whatever, is in my shop the stock that I do once a month, and I always create a lot of hype for it. Now, I didn't do one last month, which was kind of worked to my advantage too, because they were expecting it every month. And when all of a sudden I didn't do it, they're like, oh, I guess I shouldn't stick around waiting for some kind of deal because I don't know if it'll happen. So I took advantage. This was like right before Cyber Monday. And I decided to make a shop the stock on Cyber Monday so that they knew that they were going to get some kind of deal, right? And then that way I wasn't just posting a Cyber Monday deal for nothing and giving something away without their participation, like without something that was going to benefit my store. So it's always kind of thinking ahead and thinking back. So my next post was I was going to do a shop the stock, and I created a poll to ask what day would be best to do it. Now I put Cyber Monday, or I said something like to do it on Tuesday, but still make it a Cyber Monday thing. So that got a bunch of interaction, and it basically notified everyone that I was going to be having a shop with stock, and they got to vote on what their day would be that they wanted to do it. I'm going to try to go through this quicker, sorry. So the next thing I did was I continued to promote the shop with stock throughout the week in different ways. You know, anytime that I was going live about a makeup tutorial, I would mention it in there. If I made a post, I would mention to make sure to tune in at 8:30 that they voted and we were going to do Monday and whatever. So I kept getting it into their minds, and I said that there would be, you know, Cyber Monday deals that I haven't even come up with yet, because I honestly didn't, but they had to stay tuned and make sure they hopped on that live because they wouldn't want to miss it. So then I decided to do a gloss giveaway. The last time I did a gloss or any kind of like product giveaway was in my launch, because I'd really just give away non-product related things. But I made it about them. So this was adding value to my page. I decided, oops, sorry, getting texts. I decided to make it, you know, I was giving it away to them to thank them. I'm gonna read your comment in just a second, Brittany, okay? Or I guess I jumped the gun and said Brittany. I don't know if you're Brittany or just Brit, sorry. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I decided to make the gloss giveaway about them, about thanking them for all their business, since it had just been Thanksgiving, so I played on that, you know, and thanking them for supporting me and all of that. So I said, I want to give back to you. I want to do a gloss, not like, let's do a gloss giveaway, all the things you do for me gets you a chance to get it, you know? So I made it about them. But what I did was I created that I was gonna do the gloss giveaway, but I didn't tell them that yet. What I said was I made a post and I said, I have a big announcement, like I did some smiley face like I always do, like that or something when I wanna catch their attention. So I did like a selfie of me, like, have a big announcement, make sure to catch my live later. And then later, at a time that I knew people would be on, I went live. Of course, I had like my daughter in the video, so people would jump right on because they saw Maddie. They love watching her. And then I took the opportunity. I didn't announce it right away. I did a waterline touch-up video, which takes like 2 minutes. And I showed them, you know, if people that have that objection of like, well, my LipSense fades on the waterline and blah, blah, blah. Instead of making it a negative, I make it a positive. I say, look how cool this is. My color's been on since 8 this morning. It's now like 2. At 8 launch, I did this and this. And the only thing that I've lost is the waterline. And look how easy it is to touch it up. So turn a negative into a positive. Like, how crazy is it that I don't have to reapply my lipstick all day? I only have to touch up the waterline. So I showed them how easy it was. I put it on. And then I went into thanking them and saying how amazing they've been and how I've grown as a person. And none of this is fake. It's very, very true. And then I said that I was going to give away a gloss to one lucky winner. And I've made it this huge thing. And not to say it's just a gloss, but it's just a gloss, you know? They would buy that in a heartbeat, but I made it big, okay? Then I told them I would tell them how to win it in a post later. So do you see how I'm using all the same idea, shop the stock and a gloss giveaway, to make multiple posts in case this person missed it here or this person missed it here, and all redirecting them back. So they have to kind of scroll back and see what they missed, or scroll forward, or make sure to check my group later to see how do they enter this gloss giveaway. So it's always keeping my group on their mind. Okay, so moving down the list, what did I do next? So I did the waterline touch-up, which was education. At the same time as telling them that, and then I took a really pretty picture of like a bunch of different glosses that I had, and again, like a selfie of me, get my face in there so they pay attention to it, not a graphic, and I told them how to enter. And I think the ways I did it was I gave everyone who had participated in that Target post an entry, so that shows again, like, make sure to participate in posts, because that was a surprise. They all got an entry and like basically the other people didn't. And then another entry was just for coming onto my live shop the stock that night and commenting. I'm just looking at my monitor to see if she's asleep still. Okay. So they had to come on, comment, and that meant that it was going to boost the algorithm of my shop the stock, because I was going to have a bunch of comments because they all wanted entries, even if they just left, you know, whatever. Most of them didn't though. I actually had the most viewers I've had. I had like 20 something on at one time, which for me is a lot in my group. And I had tons of comments, and I always ask them questions. Like during the live, I always have a glass of wine. I ask them what they're drinking. I ask them what they did for Thanksgiving. So I get people commenting and kind of responding to each other. I keep it very light and silly and, you know, just have fun with them so they feel like they're hanging out and not just trying to shop. I always also put like the deals throughout. Like I'll say like, oh, I'm gonna tell you the SeneGence deal when I get to SeneGence, or I'm gonna tell you the whatever, so that they kind of stay tuned. They wanna know, they have FOMO, fear of missing out. They don't wanna leave and miss out on the chance of a really good deal, so they stay. Hey, Rachel. So yeah, so I went live, I did my whole thing. Oh, and the third way to get an entry in the gloss giveaway was to make a purchase, but you always have to have another way to win a prize other than just making a purchase, which again is another training, but really it's technically an illegal lottery if you make the only way to win something by making a purchase. So they all had a chance to win whether they purchased or not, but if they purchased, they got another 3 entries in, okay? So that encouraged them to buy something, even just the gloss, because they all wanted to enter to win the gloss. So then I had a really successful shop the stock because I hadn't done it in 2 months. I got tons of sales, even people that had just come out of the woodwork because they hadn't been seeing my posts for months, right? Think about all the groups you're in that all of a sudden you see a post and you're like, whoa, I didn't even know I was still in that group. The last time I saw something was 8 months ago. I wonder if they quit. Like that they're just randomly posting, and you go back in the group and realize they've been posting every day, but you haven't seen it for 8 months. And that happens, okay? That's how Facebook works. So because I had so much interaction in my group, I had so many people come on that hadn't been seeing my posts for months, and then those people bought. Because here I was being excited still about LipSense and still telling them how to put it on, even though most of my frequent customers know all of that. I still share the basics. I promise I'm gonna wrap it up. Somebody tell me how long I've been on, please, because I get so like off on tangents. Okay. So after the shop the stock, I made, I followed up with every single person. Hi, Katie. I followed up with every person who had commented but not purchased, and I was really excited and let them know, like, congrats, girl, you got an entry into the gloss giveaway. Fingers crossed for you. I just wanted to let you know, if there's any questions you had, feel free to ask. It gets a little bit busy on the live, so I can't get to all the questions. And if you do decide on anything that you want, the shop the stock is open till tomorrow, so I'm giving her more opportunity to buy. And if you do make a purchase, you get another 3 entries into that gloss giveaway, so you're gonna have 4 entries. So now I've followed up without just trying to make a sale, but they think I'm just trying to help them not miss a chance at the gloss, when really I'm getting a bunch more sales, okay? Because most of those people then bought something. Multiple touches, okay? Multiple touches, you guys. So then, I'm almost done. So then the next day, I made a post that the gloss giveaway would be announced live later. Okay, so now they're gonna be looking in my group, where is her live? When's she gonna go live? And I went live at like lunchtime when my daughter was napping. And I did, okay, here's again, using meaningful content and using it to your advantage. So I didn't just go live and announce the gloss winner. I did a full get ready with me, skincare and makeup. Full, like one of those longer videos that I don't do that often because I don't wanna like, I don't know, just bombard them with videos all the time. So I did a full skin with product knowledge. I did a full makeup with product knowledge. And in the middle of it all, I gave away the gloss. So they couldn't just scroll to the end and find it. And they were actually commenting, engaging, and they were distracted by the fact that I was doing the makeup, and they were having fun. And then I gave away the gloss, super excited, and then continued on with my video. So surprise, surprise, I made a bunch of sales from that video. Again, people that were only tuning on because they had never purchased from me, but they wanted to see if they won the gloss. And I think I talked about dark circle eye treatment in that video. I sold 5 of them. And I think I had only sold 1 before that. So then, the last thing I kind of did after that was like an hour later, I had taken like a before picture from my live, like a screenshot, and then an after picture, like the end of my live. And it was like a huge transformation from my crazy mom skin before and after my makeup. So I did it before and after, which is another form of media. People love before and afters. And I said like how amazing SeneGence products are. Look at how we went from like Mombi Zombie to whatever, excuse me. If you missed out and you want to know what products I used, go back and watch my live earlier. And if you missed out on who won the gloss giveaway, go watch it. I didn't put an announcement, like a graphic or a picture that said that Molly won, I said, go back and watch the live. Okay, so now another reason that they're gonna go watch my full Get Ready With Me. Oh, don't worry, Amber. This is long, so sorry, I'm almost done though. I should have brought water over here. So then a bunch of people went back and watched and bought more. So I'm telling you, and I also told them, go back and watch my Shop with Stock if you missed it, okay? And I think at some point in this whole thing, I also posted on my personal page, like, about the fact that I was doing the Shop with Stock, so draw people in there, and that if they joined the Shop with Stock, they have a chance at getting a free gloss. Something like that, I don't remember. Or I might not have given them that chance because I wanted it to be for my VIPs. I don't remember. But either way, the point is, if you do a bunch of work to make a post, if you do a bunch of work to make this great idea that you have, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't make just one post and then be discouraged if you don't get a lot of interaction. The algorithms suck. People aren't on at the same time of day as you are. People aren't seeing your posts, or it just wasn't something that called to them. Maybe they're not into a graphic, and maybe they don't have time to watch a whole video. Maybe they have to watch a video on silent and they miss the fact that you're giving something away. So use multiple forms of media, use multiple posts. You're not annoying people, especially if you remain excited about it. So those are all my kind of main things. I'm going to look back and see if there was anything else I wanted to say. Oh, okay. So one of the things I want to say is all of this that I'm doing right now is sharing value with you guys. So if I found something that worked for me, I'm not going to keep it to myself, because none of you guys are competition, and even people not on Heather's team, like not on our team, they're not competition. We're all, to be cheesy, we're all Sena sisters, you know, and we should share with each other. So we don't want someone to waste 5 hours reinventing the wheel and trying to come up, racking their brain with some good idea. If you have a good idea, share it in your team page, okay? Share it with each other. Save, I know you guys probably do this already, but save each other time. It'll help motivate everyone again. It will give them content and inspiration. And you'll feel good about yourself too. And once you put it all into words, you're going to feel proud of yourself. Like, wow, I didn't even realize I did all of those things, and it really worked out. And then you can duplicate it. So duplication is huge for when you grow a team. For just in your store, you want to kind of duplicate your process every month, because you're going to have new people all the time. So you always go back to the basics. Always keep it exciting. Do things that have worked for you in the past. Try things that have worked for others in the past. So yeah, duplication is huge. Keep it simple. That sounds like this whole thing that I did, it sounds not simple, but I swear I didn't like sit there and come up with all that. Each thing that I did, I came up with just on the spot. I didn't have a grand elaborate plan. Oh, thanks, Amber. It just kind of came to me, and I did it based on how people were interacting and feeding off of them. So it's going to take some practice, play around with it. But feel free to use this idea. If you want me to post it, put a thumbs up below. I'll post all these steps written out so you don't have to try to write notes or whatever. And try it out in your group, see if it helps. So far it's helped a lot of my downline. They've all kind of done it in their own way with their own spin, and it's really, really been paying off. So thank you guys for having me on. Remember, everyone has their own story. We all have a different path, and there's a reason behind that, okay? So don't compare yourself to anyone else. Oh, sorry, someone's honking outside. Don't compare yourself to anyone, and just remember your why. Okay, thanks, Amber, for having me on. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.